It's not Friday, but it's an exciting day nevertheless. So, decided to do this by video. Today it is Wednesday. It is the day after the date that you declare your candidacy. And, well, you are now looking at Marlena Jareaux, candidate for the clerk for the Circuit Court of Howard County. So here is indeed my certificate of candidacy. There you go. All date stamped down there at the bottom. There you go for those disbelievers that might be out there. Yeah, so it's official. Yeah. I didn't do this in Baltimore City. I am interested in Baltimore City. I really am. Own property in Baltimore City, etc., etc. But I've lived in Howard County ever since, well, my family first came here in middle school. I was in middle school. Being the product of a black and white parent, that was one of the reasons why we came to Howard County. That is exactly what attracted my family to Columbia specifically, and Rouse's vision and so forth. I'm saying that for a reason, and I'll get to that in a moment. Anyway, I was going to file originally in Baltimore City because, well, that clerk's office has problems that are actually have been dragged out into the forefront, and they are financial problems. So, lo and behold, yes, I do believe, as I said before, that the clerk there, Marilyn Bentley, I do not believe that she should be retaining her job. And as long as she's been there too, she should have known that the problems existed that did. So, but I saw 10, count them, 10 competitors that she has trying to take her job. 10 of them. So I figured that, yeah, they've got that covered clearly. Somebody there is probably going to get her job. But when I saw that yesterday, when I went down there and took care of some voter registration stuff that I had to do for myself so that I could, do the candidacy thing, and everything would be correct, and that I didn't give anybody any reason to be able to come and try to whatever. I actually met somebody there that worked there at the Baltimore City Board of Elections, who was actually trying to tell me when I was talking about running for the clerk position, the person, and I'm going to leave her name off of it because I don't know how long it's been that she's worked there, so she actually sat there and tried to tell me that I would need to be a resident of the location for 2 years prior to trying to run for office for the clerk of court, which is, well, it's just totally false. Completely, utterly, totally false. But that got me thinking about something. I wondered how many other people down in Baltimore that maybe have, I don't know, thought of maybe running for office there. Granted, there are 10, they're all Democrats, but 10 of them are running. But I wondered how many other people might have joined the race if they were persistent enough to know, as I do, that that's just false and true and totally untrue. You do not have to be a resident for 2 years prior and so forth. You can see on the State Board of Election website that's just bunk. But, and I'm not trying to say the woman was doing it purposefully or anything. Let me hear me when I say that. I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying, though, is that this disinformation and the importance, I think, that exists for people to challenge authority and to not go with the first thing that you're told, even by the person who's behind the counter who presumably works there. You should keep going, and of course, well, my whole war with Maryland and the lawsuits that are pending and all the stuff that I'm doing regarding clerk stuff, well, that's testament to this very thing. But anyway, getting back to the story, when I saw this, that there were 10 people running against her and everything, I was pretty confident that somebody's probably going to take her job. And I do intend on working with those people down there, the ones who are running, and yeah, because I believe in what they're doing. So, but anyway, back to the candidacy for last night. So, yeah, when I saw that Wayne Roby was still in the position for clerk of court, of course he, put his hat in the arena for re-election, but that there were no challengers for this. When I saw that, there just was absolutely just no question in my mind. I kept looking at that and saying, huh, really? Seriously? Because I know I'm not the only one that has issue with him. This I know with 100% accuracy because I've talked to people and I've heard people's names. So it was a surprise to me, and so I figured that, well, you know what? Hey, it may as well be me. So anyway, so in the process of running, just wanted to say a few things last night and giving all the stuff to for my candidacy last night to the Howard County Board of Elections. So apparently, I come in the door with some of my paperwork already completed and ready to do the last. I came in around 8:36 or something like that last night. Cutoff time's at 9 o'clock. I was assured that I was not the last one, and indeed I wasn't the last one to come through the door. Lots of last-minute stragglers. But apparently there was a problem in the software with them being able to import and bring my stuff, because I'm a registered voter outside of Howard County now. For the longest time I was at Howard County. But to make everything right and everything, I went ahead and made everything right in the voter registration area. And then so, lo and behold, my residency does not show, Howard County. And in the process of doing that last night, let me just share the story about what happened. There's some really good and really very apropos things that happened, and then, ironic, this, that, and the other. So let me explain. So I get down there, and I'm doing this stuff, and then they're sitting there telling me, I encountered the same thing where somebody initially tries to tell me that, oh, well, yeah, since you're Baltimore City, yeah, you can't run as clerk of the court. I assure them very quickly, no, not true. I only have to be a resident of Howard County when and if I win. I'm getting ahead of myself saying when, but hey, you know what? People who know me know why I'm saying that. So anyway, they're telling me that, so I'm sitting there saying, yeah, no, by the time I'm sworn in, I just have to be. And, well, ironically, because that's exactly the same way that Wayne Roby became the clerk. He was not a resident of Howard County, okay? He was a resident of Carroll County. He had to list his house for sale, the whole 9 yards, got a new house in Howard County so that when he took office. So I know this very well, so I knew what the law was. But I had to sit there and wait for a while everybody got it sorted out. Now, good part of the story. Besides the fact that they were trying to do, the initial snags. A very nice gentleman there, Guy Mickley. I'm going to tell you in a minute why it is that I really, really appreciate you and why I'm calling you out for very good reasons for your behavior last night. Let me explain for everybody here. I don't know how long Guy has worked there, but let me tell you something. What he did was he sat on the phone with somebody. He confirmed that no, this is not an issue. The Howard County Charter has absolutely nothing to do with it. It's because the clerk of the court is a state constitutional officer. So it has nothing to do with the Howard County Charter, blah, blah, blah. But everybody's got to do what they ought to do, check it, whatever. I was just patiently waiting. And then when it got determined that, yes, I do have the ability to run as clerk of the court in Howard County despite, Baltimore City residency. But then the software would not allow them at Howard County, the Board of Elections, to do it. They had to actually fax my paperwork down to someone, I don't know who this person was, in Annapolis, who actually had to process me and everything else in Annapolis, all my paperwork, and then fax stuff back here to Howard County last night and everything else to actually put me in the system so that I would appear on the voter rolls, which is what, you'll see now if you're looking at it today. Well, and if you were looking as of 11 o'clock last night. So, like I was. So, anyway, when I'm leaving out of there, when everything is set up and I have my certificate of candidacy, Guy says this. Guy, let me step in closer so that you can see me when I say this. Guy, you're a rock star. I really like you a lot, and here's why. Because you actually took the time to tell me. I don't remember your exact words that you said, and I wish I had written them down because they were just beautiful. You said, as the person who runs the place in there, after you told me how there's a super user that had to be, who has access credentials, who was able to do it, but that you're not a super user, no one in your office is a super user who could do this and all this stuff. You actually thanked me and said that you really appreciated the fact that I came in with this issue and that because it was forcing you all to have to recognize that you could see a limitation in the software. Yes, a limitation existing in the software which prevented every single person in Howard County in the local board of elections from being able to import my stuff from someplace else so that I could run for office against Wayne Roby. The system was forcing it and making it that a person would have to be a resident of Howard County in order to run against him, which of course is not true at all. That's why I say I just actually wonder through all of the rest of the elections, all the rest of the counties rather, and people that might have thought of doing it, that maybe it came from outside that wanted to bring in new blood or something. I bet they got turned away. But anyway, Linda, yeah, that's you. Linda Lamone, yeah, I know who you are and I know damn well you know who I am. So, and if you didn't know my first and my last name before, I know you know both now. So, yeah, you might want to get that checked out about your thing. Guy's going to probably tell you about it if he didn't tell you about it last night. But Guy deserves a promotion, because if he wants one, I'll just say, he clearly said that he didn't want to be in the super user, you know, he didn't want those access credentials. I'm not really sure that I blame him for that one, but giving him the tools that he needs so that he can do his job there at Howard County, I know that he's the kind of guy that appreciates that. He let me know that last night. And so I'm going to let the General Assembly know that too. You guys need to tidy up stuff and, you know, look at things because important election coming up. So anyway, so I wanted to say all that. And then, of course, I left out the door. Wow, Guy left giving me a donut, a powdered donut from there, which I very much, Guy, I love you, okay? You're great and everything. I love you. I hope that you remember me too, and everything. So, but anyway, what else do I want to say today? So, well, I saw that Brian Frosch, I saw that you decided to not opt for the governor section or whatever, to re-put in your hat in the ring for the Attorney General. Well, this is going to be, well, I don't know, awkward maybe? Is it going to be awkward? I don't know. Gosh, I didn't think about this, but, well, I don't need to. It won't be awkward for me, let me assure you of that. So, if and when I do win this, and I'm sitting there with a conference of circuit court clerks who I know for a fact are the ones who, when they talk about problems that they're, you know, that they have, and, you know, things that come up, and they banter about with each other about, hey, I had this happen, and oh, you did, and everything. I didn't, but now I'm going to look out for it. Oh, what should we do? Well, I don't know. I think somebody should reach out to the Attorney General's office. Yeah, that would be Michelle McDonald, by the way. Let's reach out to them and then ask them what we should be doing and everything. Yeah, I know all about this now, that this is what you guys do. And, well, now I'm giving thought to what that'll look like if I'm in that position to do that, sitting there. And I say this, I look forward to it, because guess what? The path that I'm taking right now, and what it is that I'm doing, this citizen who's having a problem with records that are coming through that clerk's office that are generated by them, that they are responsible for, what a citizen has to do here in Howard County in order to get something made that's wrong made right, it's appalling. I mean, hey, I think you know that I would be using a word like appalling. So it is appalling. But I kind of like told you all that I really wanted everybody to see as I go down there. So I want to document this so that people can see just what it takes to have somebody have to correct an error. So, well, it's going to be in a whole other level now for this stage, isn't it? So, yeah. But for any voters now, hi. For any of you guys that are actually seeing this play out and then getting to my website and seeing this and the new website for my candidacy, I want you to put yourself in my place. But I want you to hear this and hear me say this right now in this message that you can refer to forever. As long as I am responsible, if I am so lucky and so fortunate to have you vote for me, I will say this. I'm not going to be a person who's going to hide behind the skirts of those folks down at the Attorney General's office who are going to sit and hide behind like Wayne is. You can rest assured that I will not be that person as what you're seeing him doing. Oh God, did I say skirts? Oh shit. Brian, I'm sorry. I'm well aware that unless you were wearing a kilt and are Scottish that you wouldn't be having a skirt, so but anyway, you guys get the gist of what I'm saying. So, I won't be that person, nor will I be a person that makes you have to go through all of this. I can assure you that I will move heaven and earth and do everything, just what you see me doing now, trying to correct the error. I will move heaven and earth to make sure, first of all, that errors like this don't happen in the first place. Second, that if by some strange thing something does slip through because of, well, as Guy will say, software. Yes, and that's, yeah, we've got that in Howard County too in the clerk's office. So anyway, but later about that. Yeah, anybody having issues like that, you'll be able to come right to me. Come right to my door and everything, and we will get it worked out. No hiding behind skirts. Well, hey, look, I don't have a skirt on anyway. Those who know me, yeah, well, you might see me in a skirt, you might not, everything, so some lucky people have. But anyway, I'm going to go now because there's lots to do, and I've got to clear the decks from some stuff to get ready for things today, from now till November. And yeah, very much looking excited, very excited for this, but I still have these other things to work on, and well, my appeals, the brief due for it. And wow, can you believe I actually found in the transcript for this case, for Roby's case, I actually found that the transcript, the written transcript that I ordered, fortunately I got an audio transcript too, and had that first. Something was telling me to just check it out and make sure that it's correct. For what I hear, what you could hear, and what was written on, because it's going to go to, for appeals purposes. Wow, missing words off the transcript. Wow. Actually, important words missing from the transcript. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that it was on purpose or deliberate. No, I'm not going to say that. Actually, I'm going to give you all the benefit of the doubt and say this, that I think it really is just laziness. I think it is. I think it's laziness, sloppy, lazy. Nobody should be in a position like this. Nobody should. So, nobody should have to go through all of this. But we're going to keep going and keep documenting it so you can see. Hey! Woohoo! Yes! All right. Marlena Jareaux, candidate, clerk, Circuit Court, Howard County. Welcome to my world.